Hi guys, welcome to the very first Candor Coach video in the Voice Tip video series. I'm so excited to be launching this over the next few weeks with you guys, so I would love your feedback. If you feel like emailing me, sending me more voice tips, I can use as many suggestions as possible. I have already gotten a number of them from you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To start off today, we're going to be talking about posture. That seemed to be a theme that was resonating with a lot of you guys, of how to be able to breathe well and sing well, and to kind of review those tips that we talked about, especially if you've attended the workshop in the past, knowing the best way to get started with that. So today we're going to be going over posture. So to get started, I'm going to stand up here. What we want to do with our posture is we want to make sure that we're in a very natural body position. We don't want there to be any excess tension or anything too loose either. So what we do is we start with our feet. Our feet should be hip width apart and with our knees slightly bent but not too much. We want to make sure that our knees are not too stiff, because if our knees are stiff, it can kind of lock our bodies and make sure that we're just feeling a lot of tension in our lower bodies. So we want our knees nice and loose. If it's too loose, we kind of lose our balance a little bit. And with our hips, we want to make sure our hips are nice and slightly tucked, but not too much. We want to make sure our shoulders are rolled back, and that we have a nice loose but really firm stance with our upper body as well. And then when it comes to our head, we want to make sure our head is nice and loose, kind of like a bobblehead, if you think of it like that, where we want to make sure we have this string coming out of our head. Thinking about it like kind of like a puppet, where our head could move around so that our neck is nice and loose. If our neck is too tight, it can cause a lot of tension in our throat, and it can cause a lot when it comes to our voice and our singing. So to get started, go through the checklist of feet first, then our knees, then our hips, our shoulders, and our head. I'm going to attach a checklist below. And your challenge this week is to go through each of those checklist items for posture. And next week, we will talk about breathing and how we can get better at our deep inner tube breath that we talked about, especially if you attended the workshop. Thank you guys so much again for joining for the first voice tip this week. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.